Hello there, welcome to Rajiv Gandhi IAS Academy. This is me, Nawazish Nehal, and I'll be teaching you a class on geography. And in this class, in this video series, we will be completing complete geography, which is necessary for UPSC examination. And in a detailed manner, we will be doing it. And I definitely urge you all to subscribe this channel so that all the materials will be provided free of course. And let us get started. So in this introductory class, let us see why geography is important for UPSC. When it comes to UPSC, why geography plays a huge role in it. So yeah, let us get started. So as we have seen the relevance of geography, so in prelims, as we can see in 2021, 12 questions were asked from geography, 2020 17 question, 2019 14 question, 2018 13 question, like this we can see. And also in mains, so 2021 will be on in January, so it is still not discussed. And moving on, in 2020 it's about 8 questions were asked in mains, and in 2019 again 8 questions, and in 2018 again 4 questions were asked. So we can see that we cannot just take the risk of missing geography in our UPSC examination preparation. So geography plays a huge role. It can either break it or make it, because see the kind of questions in which are asked in prelims or in mains, they are very fact specific. Means either you know it or you don't know it. You cannot just hit around the bush when it comes to geography in UPSC. You can apply some tricks, but tricks are also limited when it comes to geography. So we have to have a thorough knowledge of whatever the things which are asked in UPSC examination. So going syllabus wise, as we have seen in the prelims, there is only one line is there: Indian and world geography, that is physical, socio-economic geography of India and world. These three beautiful words: physical, socio-economic. In these three they have discussed all sphere of geography. And when we will when we will learn geography in our classes, you will definitely get to know that what these things are. Okay, means what physical geography is, what social geography is, what economic geography is. And also, as we have seen environment, as we have now knowing that IFS, that Indian Forest Service, are also prelims are also interlinked with UPSC CSE prelims. So environment also plays a big role, and a major chunk of environment is covered in geography itself. We cannot just take the risk of separating environment with geography. It's too much of a risk to be taken off, because whenever we are covering a topic, we have to have a 360-degree approach of that topic. So suppose a wildlife sanctuary is there, so we have to know what kind of climate that wildlife sanctuary is coming in, what kind of trees are grows in that wildlife sanctuary. It's in tropic, it's in equator, where does it lies. So we cannot just ignore the part of environment with geography. We have to take it with it. And moving on to mains syllabus, see in mains GS paper 1, paper 2 GS1, geography syllabus is very concisely given. So what we have to read: world's physical geography, what all the physical factors which are there in the world, like mountains are there, and rivers are there, lakes are there, ponds are there. What are these things? These physical things we have to deal in the world physical geography. And then there is this distribution of key natural resources: where is uranium, where is iron, where is what kind of soil is this, what kind of soil is that. And also factor responsible for primary, secondary and tertiary sector. You must be wondering, sir, these kind of things are in economy. No, my dear, these primary, secondary and tertiary sector industry comes under a part of geography. When we will be dealing human geography, we will be teaching all these things. And also some geophysical phenomena are there: earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclones, how cyclone can happen, how volcanic activity can happen, why more cyclone are coming on the eastern ghats, why less cyclones are coming in western ghats, why there are now number of cyclones are increasing in western ghats. So these kind of complex questions you will be able to discuss discuss this kind of question at the end of our course. I can guarantee you that. So moving on, another thing is geographical features and their locations. As I have said, where this wildlife sanctuary is, which kind of flora and fauna is found in where, and how these kind of thing changes. And you must be wondering that this is the end of geography in UPSC. Yeah, many of us make that mistake. So my dear friend, geography is not just limited to GS paper 1. It's also in GS paper 2 when we are discussing India and its neighborhood relation. So we must be knowing what all things are there. Means which river connects India to Bangladesh, which river connects India to Pakistan, which mountain ranges are there in Nepal. So we have to have a holistic knowledge of our neighbors' geography also. Then only we can have that. And also in GS paper 2, bilateral, regional and global groupings. See, in forming a group, the necessity of geography cannot be ignored. For example, we must be hearing this quad. We know this Japan, Australia and India and America are there. So these groups are formed on the basis of Pacific Ocean, now known as Indo-Pacific. So we are seeing that geography is playing a role in global groupings. We have known NATO. So as we will see, NATO, or most of the European countries are in NATO, although some non-European countries are also there, which also have affinity to the Europe. So we cannot just ignore global groupings when it comes to geography. Geography plays a very vital part in making or breaking a global grouping or bilateral or regional ties. Suppose there are good relations with India and Bangladesh. So India is here and Bangladesh is here. Suppose, very sketchy figure is this. So Bangladesh is here. So we are very good relations with Bangladesh. And now China is about here. So here Cambodia, Laos and all things. So now China is also trying to find some relation with Bangladesh because he wants to control over this South China Sea and this Pacific region both. So we are seeing that this thing also comes under geography. If we are not knowing which kind of sea is there, which sea is there, why this sea is important, we cannot just handle the global groupings or bilateral or regional groupings. And also effect of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest and Indian diaspora. See, this diaspora part is very, very important because some questions have been asked and it's also very interesting. Means when we are covering geography, we will see that what kind of people migrated to which country. For example, many people from Bihar origin migrated to Caribbean part, or many people from Gujarat migrated to Africa. So why this migration happens? Geography play a vital role. If we are knowing the geography of that term of area, it will be very beneficial for our answer writing. See, we can improve our answer writing by geography by miles, because suppose we are writing an answer on Saudi Arabia or recent petrol prices hike. So if we make a map of Saudi Arabia and Iran and shows the connection of Saudi Arabia with India, so that will definitely enrich our answer. So for map making, geography is a vital part, and for neighborhood we can definitely ensure that map making plays a very crucial part when it comes to global grouping or diaspora or neighborhood relation. Moving on, you must be thinking that GS2, okay, GS1 sir had said earlier, GS2 sir had said now, so it said no my dear, GS3 plays a major part in geography. We must be thinking that general tendency is GS3 is science, economy and environment and disaster management, most of them security and disaster management, but we seldom forget that core geography topics are there. These are core geography topic. Major crops are there, okay, irrigation and irrigation schemes systems are there, okay, and agriculture produce are there, farming is there, okay, farm subsidies are there. So, currently MSP is in very much hype, very much in current affairs daily, like that day this farmer protest is happening, MSP is in an issue. So these kind of questions are directly linked with geography. How much crop yield is there, that is related to this MSP, and these corporates are there. So similarly, public distribution system, we might be thinking, okay, it might be a social society part, or it might be an environment part, but my dear friend, it comes under the geography part. Okay, and similarly food security, okay, and animal rearing, these all are basic human geography core things. Similarly, supply chain management is there, it's not much in geography, but still. And also there is this land reforms, we might be thinking, okay, what are these can't be in geography, but my dear friends, these kind of things are, until and unless we know the geography of India, we cannot tell anything about these kind of things. If we are not linking our answer with geography of GS3, these topics, then our answers would be incomplete. Suppose disaster management is there, okay, and similarly in GS1 we have seen that volcanic activity and cyclone and all these things are there. So if we are not knowing those kind of things, then how can we connect disaster, if we are not knowing about disaster, how can we connect disaster management with this thing? And also there's this, see, I have also mentioned this linking between development and spirit of extremism in geography part. Yes, my dear friend, because as we will see, in India, most of the areas where extremism are there are geographically unique. There is this Seven Sisters, like as we have heard about recently about Nagaland. Then there is this Chhattisgarh, then there is this Kashmir. So, and there is this whole Naxar area of Jharkhand. These all areas are geographically unique to the rest of the Indo-Gangetic plain, or the Gondwana land, or the southern peninsula. So these kind of things are unique. So geography plays a role in the spirit of extremism also. Suppose jungle is there, so less development would be going there, and similarly some groups might form over there. So extremism also have a link with geography. We cannot just ignore geography in here. So if we are enriching our answers with geography, suppose if we are saying that due to Chota Nagpur Pathar, this kind of plateau, this kind of extremism is also happening. See, in Chambal area, there is this famous area in Chambal in Madhya Pradesh. So Chambal used to have this plateaus like this made of alluvial soil. So in this dacoits were very famous. Chambal dacoits were very famous. So those area were made by alluvial soil. Okay, Chain Betwa rivers made those area. So geography linked a role with how the dacoits formation happened in Chambal. Okay, so we cannot just ignore this topic also. So as we have seen earlier, GS1, these things are necessary in geography, and GS2 also, these topics comes under geography, and GS3, a major portion of GS3 also comes under the geography. Okay, so moving on now. So how the class will proceed? See, our basic core books, the sources which we are following, first is 6th to 10th NCERT, then Indian Physical Environment of class 11th, then in Fundamentals of Human Geography of class 12th, and then some part of GC Leong will be discussed. Okay, and also our map will be Oxford University Press, Orient Longman. Okay, or there is this Black Swan Atlas also, you can also refer to that. So anyways, so how this class, our source would be this. Okay, and I will be providing notes also onto our Telegram channel and onto our website also, and the link will be given on the description. And see how our class will proceed. In first step, we will be covering basics, like we will be covering NCERTs from 6th to 10th. Okay, we have divided the topic, we have divided the subjects, we have divided the class, how we'll be dealing with it. Then we will be moving on to geomorphology, And after geomorphology, we'll be moving on to how the physiography of India is. Then we will know a glimpse of climatology, all those things, different climatic zones will be discussed. Then oceanography. See, basically geography is a combination of three when it comes to UPSC. When it comes to UPSC, geography is basically geomorphology, climatology, and then oceanography. So physical geography is combination of these things. Okay, so geomorphology would be discussed. Okay, similarly climatology will be discussed, and similarly oceanography will be discussed. And then moving on to the Indian part, we will be also discussing the physiography of India, physiography in India climate, in the climatology of India, and also we will be discussing India and the world, because as we have seen here, India and its neighboring relations are there, so that would be help in our India and the world part. And also in this part we will be discussing maps extensively, like India is a member of which group, also which kind of soil is formed there. Also we will try to give a glimpse of wildlife sanctuary, Ramsar site, all these things in detail. Map will be discussed, and all these are free for you. You have just to subscribe to our channel and be a regular updater on our, you have to see the updates on our website or the Telegram channel, and everything will be provided to you free of course. You might not be seeing this kind of offer, means there are some channels which are there are some platform which are taking huge fees for this kind of stuff which we are providing, and all these things which we are doing is of course 100% free, no discounts on something, or like we are not saying we will charge 45,000 then we will discount it. No, we are not asking for any money. This is of course free, and this high content is rarely these kind of things are available in free market. So make a good use of this, be a regular attendee of the class and do the class chronologically, is because first we are discussing this, then we will move on the further class. So moving on, you I have an idea that you must have understood that these things will be discussed in our classes. Okay, and don't be so much in worry that what are these things we will be discussing in, and you will be not a master, because in UPSC you don't need to be a master, you will be knowing about it. Okay, so that you can write the answer, need not to be a master. Optional student can be a master of this, but for general studies student you need not to be a master of this. Okay, moving on. So as I have discussed, the source are this, and also there is this Majid Hussain, I guess Majid. So we will be also using that as a resource, and you need not to worry that I have to read this much. We all will be providing notes, concise notes of this, but I will really request you guys to go through the NCERT ones. Okay, rest of the resources you don't worry, and at least if you can't even go to 6th 10th NCERT, at least go to 11th and 12th NCERT. These are the basic minimum. NCERTs are the basic minimum. You have to read that. Okay, moving on. So in the basics chapter, as we have seen earlier, that in basics chapter we have divided our chapter into this. First we will be knowing about solar system, latitude, longitude, motion of earth, thinking about different aspect of the earth, how earth was formed, and the different kind of things in the solar system. And then also we will be seeing how India is there. Okay, and also we will be seeing how things are there. These are NCERT chapters from 6th to 10th. Okay, similarly air, water, natural vegetation, these all things will be covered in our basic video series. Okay, so as we have done earlier, these kind of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 video series will be there in this video. Okay, and in the first one we'll be covering this basic 6th to 10th NCERT, 6th to 10th NCERT, and everything will be provided. Video lectures will be there. You can ask your doubt on our Telegram channel, and you can have your notes on our Telegram channel as well as our website. So moving on, we have this geomorphology. So in geomorphology we will know how earth came into being, why rocks are like this, what kind of forces working on earth, what are volcanoes, how earthquake occurs, what is exogenic forces, what are endogenic forces, okay, how sediments occurs. These all things we will be discussing in geomorphology. Okay, there will be a separate series for that. After the when we have covered this basic series, we will be moving on to geomorphology series, and then after geomorphology we will be moving on to physiography of India, because in geomorphology you will have an idea of how things are being formed. So in physiography of India, how things are formed in India, for example, how Himalayas came into being, what are the different islands in India, what is the drainage system, the rivers, the Godavari, Narmada, and most importantly Ganga, how it plays a role in India. Okay, so everything will be discussed in the peninsular plateau, south of India. Everything will be discussed in this physiography of India chapter. Okay, and that will be according to our NCERT. Okay, so you can have a look on NCERT and our video series also, and we will be also providing notes of all this kind of thing. So basics are done, geomorphology is done, physiography is done, 3 have done, 5 more to go. Climatology, so here we will be seeing all how atmosphere are made, what is this radiation budget, okay, how cyclones are formed, what is anticyclone, okay, how clouds are formed. Okay, these all kind of things will be discussed in climatology. Okay, moving on the 5th topic, we have to discuss different climatic zone. Means what is this equatorial climate, what is this tropical climate, what is this desert climate, and everything will be discussed in this kind of climatic zone. Okay, so moving on to the next one, in oceanography we will see different reliefs of the ocean. Okay, and how the continental ocean shelf are there, what are trenches are there, what are the what is the salinity of the ocean, how we determine salinity, different currents in the ocean. We will discuss everything related to ocean in that video series. Okay, and moving on, we will be discussing the Indian climates. Okay, this is one of the major portion where questions are asked in UPSC. Indian climate means we will be discussing monsoons, we will be discussing how seasons are formed in India, what are the different climatic zones in India. Means we'll be discussing why cyclones are there, why North India is prone to earthquakes. Okay, not in this, we will be in this in the physiography of India we will be discussing, and sorry for that, in this we will be discussing why cyclones are forming, how monsoon is arriving in India, why monsoon is arriving late in India. All these things will be discussed in this Indian climate topic. Okay, and so if any issues are there, you can reach on to our Telegram channel. I will be putting that link on the description, and you can reach to our academy website, Rajiv Gandhi IAS academy.com. So these all things are there. Please do connect with us on our Telegram, and do subscribe us on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, because more the subscriber, more this video will reach to students like you. These videos are free of course. Okay, so these are totally free, and these will be very high in content. Okay, I can assure you that once you have gone through these kind of things, your level of knowledge of geography will be totally different. So give a thought about that, share it to your friends. Okay, thank you so much, have a great day.